In the mid-18th century, the 13 colonies stretching along the Atlantic coast were a prosperous jewel in the crown of the British Empire. Generations had passed since the first settlers arrived, and the colonists considered themselves loyal subjects of King George III. They shared a common language, a common culture, and a deep-seated respect for the rights of Englishmen. But beneath this veneer of loyalty, a unique identity was slowly, inexorably beginning to form. An identity that would soon clash violently with the imperial power across the ocean. This is the story of how a quarrel over taxes escalated into a revolution, a war for independence, and the birth of a nation founded on a revolutionary idea that all men are created equal. The seeds of discontent were sown in the wake of the 7 Years' War, known in North America as the French and Indian War. Britain had triumphed, securing control of the entire continent east of the Mississippi. But victory came at a staggering cost. The national debt had soared, and Parliament in London felt it was only fair that the colonists, who had benefited most from the war's outcome, should bear some of the burden. It was a logical decision from London's perspective, yet it completely missed the evolving mindset of the American colonists. The first major offensive in this war of wills was the Stamp Act of 1765. This was not a tax on trade, but a direct tax on printed materials, newspapers, legal documents, playing cards, requiring a special stamp. For the colonists, this wasn't just about money, it was about authority. They held that only their own colonial assemblies, in which they had direct representation, had the right to tax them. The rallying cry that echoed from Boston to Charleston was simple and profound. No taxation without representation. The response was immediate and fierce. Merchants boycotted British goods, legal proceedings ground to a halt, and extra-legal groups like the Sons of Liberty formed to enforce the boycotts and intimidate British officials. These were not polite protests. They were acts of defiance that included public effigies, tarring and feathering,